Hi, this is Kevin for Pixavert.com. This is a photograph that I edited earlier on. Initially it was a fairly bright yellow and blue, and I've toned down the colors inside the image using a couple of color lookup adjustment layers, which are new to Photoshop CS6 beta. I'm now going to use another feature which is new to the beta version. Looking at the image, I'm apt to think that the flower inside the image needs to retain some of its original color, or maybe I might want to change the color of the sky back to its original blue. Well, we can now experiment with color selection within the adjustment layers themselves, and let me show you how that works. I'm going to go to the layer mask for the adjustment layer, and I'm going to double click. This brings up the masks panel. Here we've got the color range command. I'm going to click on that and we get the familiar color range dialog. Now what I want to do is to select the flower. I think that's the easiest way to make a selection. So I'm going to click on the plus color picker and I'm just going to click here in the image. And as you can see there, I'm making a bit of a mess of things in the selection. So I'm going to press Alt or Option, and that brings up the reset button, and we'll start again. So I'm going to click in the yellow area and hopefully try to keep things just within the flower, and you've got one undo, so I can make long strokes like this to select large parts of the flower. And one thing you may have noticed is that the color of the flower is actually changing as I'm doing this, and as the flower is actually being masked in, we can actually see the change in color taking place quite subtly inside the image. Now we've got a pretty decent selection there, so what I'm going to do is to look at a couple of other features within the color range command for CS6. Here in the drop down menu we've got skin tones, and if I were to choose skin tones, it would choose any skin tones within the image. We actually had a person inside the image. Ticking the detect faces box would enhance the selection for the skin tones, but we've got no humans here, so we're going to take that off, and we'll go back to the sampled colors selection. It's still there, so I can now just press OK, and that produces a pretty decent selection. Next, what I'm going to do is to go to the mask edge command, which is basically the same as the refine edge command, and I'm going to choose smart radius, crank that up a fair amount, and I'm going to choose smooth, maybe shift edge. I'm going to shift the edge of the selection outwards, and I'm going to increase the contrast, and that gives us a pretty decent looking selection. Maybe we'll smooth it a bit less, increase the smart radius a bit more, and that looks like a really nice selection. I'm going to press OK, and we're going to output to layer mask. I'm going to press OK, and there we've got our selection. I can now go to the layer mask itself, and I can press down Alt or Option, drag down, and as you can see there, what we've done is that we've applied the effect to the flower, but we've not applied it to the sky. So we've got the original sky colors, and the flower has the adjustment layers applied to it. I'm going to now go to the masks again, and Control I or Command I inverts everything, and what we've now got is the flower in its original colors and the sky in the new colors. I prefer it the way it was, so I'm going to Control Alt Z a couple of times, and we've got now our finished image with the help of a couple of adjustment layers and the new styled color range command, which is now accessible from the masks panel. So I hope you found that useful. I'll have a few more videos on the CS6 beta coming up. Until then, take care, bye.